Hello, thank you for joining me. It's Wednesday the 25th of October and luckily, apart from a cough, I've got my sore throat seems to have disappeared, so I'm able to talk and give you your message for today. So thank you for your messages of love and healing. It obviously worked. Right, let's see who we've got today. Oh, those kind of flicked out then. Okay, let's pick two cards. One. I'm going to take this one. As if by magic. We've got the Four of Cups and we've got the Moon. Wow, it's got to be at least 5 seconds since I mentioned the moon. In fact, tonight I drove home from work, my muggle job, and the moon was just amazing. I was like 3/4 full and it was so huge in the sky, but it hadn't got dark. So I don't know if anyone else saw that. When they were sort of, Tuesday evening. It was amazing. Just made me feel really happy to be. I think sometimes, we're so focused on the new moons and the full moons, we forget there's all these extra cycles in between, and we should really be in tune with those as well, the waxing and waning phases. So I feel like the moon was just literally on my mind as I've come in and recorded this. So here it is again, and I can't help thinking that it's here again to remind us. Firstly, there is a huge lunar eclipse at the end of this week, which is going to probably shake us all in some way or another. It's a big transformational energy that's been moving through pretty much most of October. So it's like the big finale, if you like, of October coming up. So that should be quite interesting. I also feel that this is a kind of conversation that you might be having with yourself regarding emotions, because it's linked with the Four of Cups here. And the Four of Cups, sometimes like fours can be quite stable. But we can very easily, if our emotions are stable, suddenly start looking for something else. And I can see with this particular reading, or this particular card, we've got the Three Cups here with the lotus flowers there. And then we've got this big one almost rising out of the water, being offered as an option to this lady who's just sitting there. So feel like intuitively, we're going to be spending some time looking at our emotions and which ones are appealing to us more. Hopefully, there'll be the emotions of joy and gratitude. But if we can't quite get there because something else is going on, then we might need to actually have a little look as to why. And I feel like the Moon card is saying, all right, this is going to be a little bit of a confusing state of mind for you, but it's all really working towards that goal that we were talking about yesterday of that 10 of Cups, because this is the same pack. So sometimes I feel like there's a bit of a theme when you use the same pack going along. So I do feel that the moon is signifying a journey through our emotions, if that makes sense. Analysing them, thinking about them, understanding them. There's so many times and there's so many people, and you can probably associate this maybe with yourself or people that are around you, that have absolutely no control over their emotions. Okay, they get angry, they don't know why, it just happens and it takes them over. Or they can be quite sad and not be able to kind of steer themselves back to a balanced state. Or, as I say, when somebody's in love, they're just completely, everything seems wonderful, doesn't it? And there's nothing getting them off that beautiful fluffy cloud. So again, not as much balance as perhaps there would be sometimes. But I do feel here, this is the idea of picking an emotion and going with it, or finding it. Yeah. The card that I associate eclipse seasons with, and I think I said this a little while ago because it came out in the readings, is the Eight of Cups, because I do feel like that has that is signifying the eclipse season. So I feel like that is on a quest to find a new cup, find a new emotion, and I feel like this is the start of that journey now. So it's interesting that I'm mentioning readings going backwards, because I do feel like with our emotions, they do wax and wane like the mood, and we go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And it can be quite a slow process to actually understand them and go with them. So imagine your journey. If you've got a tarot pack, take all the cups out, put them in a line. Go from the ace to the 10. Don't worry about the court cards and don't worry about the major cards. Just put them in a line. Look at the pictures on your particular pack and think about which one would possibly you would assign yourself to. Which picture are you at the moment? Are you the 4 of Cups? Are you starting to think about your emotions and maybe wondering what sort of road it would need you to go down to find that sort of 10 of Cups happiness that we spoke of yesterday? Or, you know, are you the Ace of Cups and there's just suddenly this huge outpouring of emotions signifying something very new? Are you the 7 of Cups? Have no idea what you're doing or what to do next. Be a really interesting exercise actually, because we have had a few cup cards coming out, and I really do feel like this kind of completion of an emotional cycle is really important with this lunar eclipse. It's a very heart-centered eclipse season that we've had, which obviously when it's our heart, it is emotions, isn't it? So I feel take a little bit of time today to just spend some time with your tarot and see if you can associate yourself or resonate with the 4, or if there's a cup card that you really are resonating with. Then maybe have a look at the card that you'd like to get at, and then maybe have a look at the card that might suggest how you'd get there. That's quite an interesting little exercise to do, really. And it does sometimes show how the cups don't work in a linear motion. You know, sometimes I think like the wand cards are like, yeah, forward, 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 but the cups aren't like that, you know, they go backwards and forwards just as we do with our own emotions. But I really do love this card, the Moon. I feel we're being really supported. I feel there's a lot of unconscious energy, subconscious energy around us. So also, you know, spiritual messages may be trying to be downloaded. So maybe in the stillness of this 4 of Cups, while you're just contemplating things, be open to getting some messages of guidance, because I do feel like this beautiful moon goddess has got something that she perhaps wants to pass on to you, maybe an exciting message, okay? The interesting thing about the moon card is obviously just as night follows day, and vice versa. The moon card and then the sun card is the next one in the major arcana pack. So it really does feel like we're moving towards a new dawn, moving towards a new cycle. But I feel like this is the work we're needing to do to just tie up a few loose ends before we get there. So I hope that made sense. And I hope you have a lovely day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another reading for you. Bye for now.